I am here at your summons, human. Hraruk the Avenger will now listen to your request. You wish to take revenge on someone. But of course, naturally, that would be why you summoned me. But let us discuss the matter and familiarize ourselves with the details of this event, shall we call it? First of all, I shall need to know who it is you wish me to exact revenge upon. Names are not necessary at this point, though they may become so at a later time. Currently, I only need to create a profile of the person in question. Your partner. Interesting that you would have a desire to be avenged on a person nominally so close to you. What terrible deed have they committed to drive you to such a drastic, desperate act? Oh my. I see. Normally, that would not be something that would find its way to me. Such situations are usually dealt with by the victim themselves. This must be a very special case. Love is dead, you say. Love is dead and never existed. Your partner betrayed you with this act, destroyed your trust in them. They simply used you as a pawn to achieve their own desires and goals. I must say, human, that sounds just a bit overdramatic in this situation, yes, no? Well, if you are certain you feel that way, you will have your revenge upon them. Oh, now, just a minute. There's no need to begin raving about wanting them dead. I agree completely that they treated you horribly with this thing they have done. Truly, it is something worthy of revenge. But death? I hardly think so. Death is so final, so irreversible, and death teaches no lesson to the person it comes to. Calm yourself, human. We can work out the specifics of your vengeance in due time, but I cannot help you in this matter when you are in such an emotional state. I know you feel confused, broken, betrayed. It must feel like some small part of your soul has been wrenched loose from within. That feeling is natural, understandable. The wounds will heal in time. Would it help matters at all if I were to give you a hug? You look as though you need one. though my very essence is that of personified vengeance, I am not incapable of empathy. One thinking being in the presence of another, I can tell when someone is in distress, as you clearly are. Yes, you definitely need a hug. Come here. Yes, it's all right. Everything will work itself out. Breathe in, human. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Feel yourself becoming calm again. There. Is that better? Now, let us think upon revenge. This dreadful thing your partner did to you. Small wonder you want to lash out at them, to hurt them as they have hurt you. And there is the flaw in your desire for vengeance. You are thinking with your heart and not your head. You are reacting to what they have done to you. And a reaction is just that. Reactive, quick, unthinking, sometimes poorly planned, often poorly timed. A knee-jerk reflex, as it were. And the quick strike may often go awry. What is needed to satisfy your thirst for revenge is not a reaction, but a response. A response can be delayed. A response can be planned. It can be considered and refined, and it can be enacted at a time of your own choosing. It can be done according to the dictates of cold logic, rather than the heat of sudden passion and anger. A reaction can wait until the time is perfect for the most effective and efficient strike. Now, consider the matter, and tell me truthfully, without taking into account the offense itself. Do you care for your partner? Remember, I said to ignore the terrible thing they did to you which drove you to summon me. I mean, before this. You do care, for you thought you did? Let us go with do for the moment. You do care for them. But we must consider what they have done. Tell me again the details of the event. So, you left them unsupervised, trusting that they would behave themselves. Or was there such a thought at the time? Did you even suspect that something might happen? Nothing. No suspicions at all. I see. when you returned, you caught them in the middle of the act itself, and they only continued. You caught them red-handed, in flagrante delicto, and they merely locked eyes with you and went right on doing it. No words of explanation, of excuse, of apology. So very bold of them. Bold and daring. Consider then, human, they have done this thing which you had no previous cause to suspect they would do, but when caught in the very act itself, they showed no remorse, nor even so much as a flicker of guilt, and simply kept right at it. A person who does such a thing once will only be emboldened by their success. Now that they know they can get away with it, they will do this to you again, and again, and again, unless you make it very clear to them that there will be consequences for such behavior. They must learn that they cannot simply do as they please. They must consider your feelings, your needs, your emotions as well as their own. They must learn a lesson from this experience. But it need not be immediate. Indeed, there should be an interval between the deed and the vengeance. Not so long that the plans for a subsequent and similar offense can be contemplated. Just enough of an interval for the memories to become settled, for the misdeed to be considered and relished. Then can your vengeance be most effectively gotten. Remember, human, revenge is a dish best served cold. Inspired by passion, yes, but not planned by it, and not executed by it. Revenge must convey the lesson to be learned by the offender, and not the emotions of the moment felt by the victim. And your revenge in this case must be tempered and bounded by the fact that you do still care for your partner, no matter how deeply you may have been wounded by their indiscretion. Think of this as a chance to display your tolerance, your temperance, and your capacity for forgiveness, but also to convey to them quite clearly that you are not to be trifled with. They must learn that in spite of what they think they may be able to do, there are certain lines which must never be crossed. The burned hand teaches best, it is said. Is your heart becoming more calm now, human? Is your head becoming clearer? Good. That is very good. You see the truth in my arguments, do you not? You agree that what I have said is sensible, yes? Are you still desirous of taking revenge upon your partner for what they have done to you? A vengeance which will fit the measure of their deed and convey a lesson which will be driven home with the force of a hurricane wind. Do you wish to make contract with me to achieve this goal? The price, yes. You knew the price ere you summoned me, I think. For such is part of the chanting of the summoning ritual. It is a price that you seem already resolved to pay, and gladly, the better to achieve your ends. Then, if you are still of a mind to go through with it, take up this demon-feathered pen and sign your full name to the contract I hold before you. You will feel a faint sense of cold as the pen fills itself with a trifling amount of your blood, only sufficient for the signing of the contract. There will be no pain. Very good. Now, human, let us reason together. Let us turn our thoughts toward the details of a plan of revenge. A plan so subtle, so cold, so beautiful in its devious complexity. After this, your partner will never again so much as dream of committing against you another act such as they have lately done. Oh no, human. Your chicken tenders and your curly fries will be quite secure from their thievery from this hour henceforth. Of that, you can be certain sure.